Well, good morning. We're glad you're joining us today on our Wonderful Day in the Lord broadcast. Another week of looking at the Psalms together. I just enjoy going through the Psalms. We're not in a hurry. We're actually going to look at two Psalms this week, Psalm 49 and Psalm 50. A few of you have given me feedback that they like to know the direction I'm going so that they can read ahead, and that's great. And even if you don't get ahead, you could come up after the short devotional and read these Psalms more intently for yourself. They're very full, and of course I'm hitting the surface of what these Psalms are about in our time together. But in Psalm 49, we have a message that the psalmist believes everybody needs to hear. And it says in verse 1, "Hear this, all peoples, give ear, all inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth will speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart will be understanding. I will incline my ear to proverbs. I will express my riddle on the harp." And so he starts off by saying everybody needs to hear this message, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're high or low, whatever status you might have in life. There's a message I'm going to give you that everybody needs to hear. And not only that, but verse 4 says this is going to be like a proverb. And so remember the Proverbs. Proverbs are these wise sayings that seem simple on the surface sometimes, but they have profound meanings and application to our lives. That's why we also love the Proverbs. So he's going to give us a proverb, and he apparently is going to sing this proverb. I will express my riddle on the harp. And so he is, as we know, many of the Psalms were sung by the people. I think I mentioned last week or the week before, we know that the Jewish people were singing people, but we don't know really how they sang. We have not, that data has not come down to us in a way that we quite grasp how they went about singing. Some people believe it's more like chants. Other people have other opinions, but really we don't know. But this is a proverb turned into a song, and one of the great things about singing is it enables us to remember better the things that we know and learn. So he's going to turn it into a song, and he wants everybody to listen. This psalm then is basically about money and riches. And so his proverb has to do with that. And we'll look at today two things that money can never purchase or cannot give us. The first thing, it cannot be trusted. In verse 5 he says, "Why should I fear in the days of adversity when the iniquity of my foes surround me, even those who trust in their wealth and boast in the abundance of their riches?" So he's talking about those who are trusting in wealth and their riches. And he's trying to say here in this psalm, that cannot be trusted. We think later on in 1 Timothy chapter 6, that great section on how to handle money properly, that we often remember the verse there that says the root of all evil is money. And although that is not a real good translation, it does mean that at the root of much evil is the desire for wealth. And in that passage, it comes right out and says you cannot trust in the uncertainty of riches. That's just a very simple message, a simple riddle, proverb, that almost everybody can tick off in speech, but have a hard time living in real life. Money cannot be trusted. You put your faith in wealth and riches, and you will be disappointed in time. If not immediately, eventually. So that's the first thing he wants us to tell us. The second thing, money cannot buy that which is really important, that which is most important, and that has to do with our soul and the ransom of that soul. In verse 7 he says, "No man can by any means redeem his brother or give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of his soul is costly, and he should cease trying forever, that he should live on eternally, that he should undergo decay," or not undergo decay. What he's saying here is this, even though money is uncertain, certainly money can buy certain pleasures and certain things, and we appreciate that. We're not to ignore that. But it cannot be trusted, and it cannot purchase that which is truly important, which is redemption or the ransom of our souls. He mentions here the ransom of our brothers. So we cannot purchase the redemption of a kinfolk, or anybody else that we love. We can't do it. Money can't, and we can't purchase the redemption of our own souls. So that which matters most in life and eternity, the very ransom of our souls, can never be purchased with money. Money can do some things, but money cannot be trusted, and money cannot purchase that which is most important of all. That is a ransom before God, redemption from our sins. So that's where he starts this week in Psalm 49. And we're going to pick up on that same theme about riches tomorrow as we pick up at verse 10. So I hope you can read that ahead of time and be with us tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.